Hey everyone, welcome back. Hopefully you guys all had a nice Thanksgiving holiday. I wanted to do a quick update on our systems here, especially with regards to lighting. I know that a couple of our lighting videos had a lot of questions as we transitioned from a lot of the LED systems that we used to have here over to T5. So real quick before we get going, I've got a couple of announcements. The first announcement is we are getting really close to 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I want to give a big shout out to the YouTube community. Thank you so much for supporting Tidal Gardens. Pretty much I don't think anybody would know who we were if it wasn't for our video presence. So thanks so much for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, give it some thought. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. Okay, second announcement. We are officially a state inspected aquaculture facility. What difference does that make? Maybe none at all, but it is all official. The paperwork is all filed. We got back all the various and sundry seals of officialness. I think that the only thing that it might make a big difference with is if we were ever wanting to expand for agricultural purposes, there's a lot more leeway. Being like an official aquaculture, which by the way, if you didn't already know, aquaculture is a subset of agriculture. And so usually a lot of building regulations are very relaxed when it comes to agricultural projects. So if we ever did want to expand, we probably wouldn't get very much resistance from zoning or from like the building departments and whatnot. So in that sense, I think it's always going to be worthwhile. And I guess we could also say that we're in aquaculture, like an official aquaculture place, but I don't know how much people really care. But anyway, that's some news. In short, the systems that we got off of Amazon for that super duper low price, they've worked out really nicely. So originally, I think that we had around, I don't know, just a handful of those lighting units, but we've really doubled down on them. So I think that in total now there's at least 14, possibly 15 if you include like the one that we actually got an 8-bulb unit to go over one of the big glass tanks that we have. So yeah, so far I'm really happy with them. I do have to put a caveat in here that you're dealing with Amazon and really inexpensive stuff that's coming pretty much from China. And one of the times that I had reordered these lights, I was using the exact same item number and everything, because I would basically go into my Amazon purchase history and reorder. It was a little strange the one time that I did it, because I noticed that the price was slightly different. It was coming from a different Amazon seller, even though it was like the same item number and everything. And what ended up showing up was a slightly different light. The hanging system was just a little bit different. Instead of like a metal piece, it was like a metal cable. And it was also missing the little plug-in for daisy chaining. So it was clearly an inferior unit. It was also a few dollars less, and by a few dollars I mean like less than $5 less. So all these little things kind of should have been warning signs, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to do about that. I mean, it's the same item number even. So I guess like if you're going to be purchasing any of these lighting systems, I wouldn't take my video as like a perfect 100% representation of what you might actually receive, because I didn't get 100% of what I was planning on receiving just in what I've got going on here. So be wary of that. Okay, so you're probably wondering just a little bit about lighting performance with these T5s. In general, I like to see values anywhere from about 75 to 125. I think that's like a kind of a happy place lighting-wise with me. Most corals that we keep here don't really require lighting that is more intense than that. ACROPORA, for example, could certainly benefit from higher lighting levels. But in general, anything from like 75 to 125 we're good with. Testing about 12 inches, 18 inches off the water. These lights are putting out roughly 150 to 200 on average. And it kind of depends on how on axis we took the reading. So it was anything from 200 from pretty much right underneath the light to about about 100 and something towards the edges and in the corners. So overall, we're in that 150 range. So it's a little bit higher than what I'm used to, but also these are pretty much new lights. And when you're talking about new lights, you're going to get quite a lot more intensity. What you may notice from these lights is that they're kind of yellow, and it's because we ran out of the bulbs that we really like. I've said it in the past, but I'll say it again. I really like the ATI Blue Plus and the Coral Plus mixture. So the Blue Plus gives off a really nice, crisp blue light. The Coral Plus, I guess I would call it pink. Because they have a Purple Plus, which is obviously more purple. They've got an Actinic, which is just plain ugly, which might be a good thing for coral health. So in a couple of our fixtures, we do have Actinic. But for my aesthetics, as I walk by the tanks and look at coral, I like that combination of Blue Plus and Coral Plus. And we have none of those bulbs nearby. So I had to place an order, but in the meantime, we're kind of stuck with the bulbs that came with the fixture, and it's pretty stunning as to how unappealing those look for home aquariums. Now, it's entirely possible that they grow coral just fine. The problem is, or actually they might even color up coral just fine, but viewing under this kind of light, you would never know what anything looks like because it just drowns out everything in this bland yellow color. And so unless you then take that coral and put it under like a nice actinic light to see any fluorescence, it's all drowned out. So it's like the most gross, unappealing light. And we're probably going to be stuck with this for about a good week. And lastly, a friend of mine came over the other day. You probably might have seen the impromptu live show that we did for about an hour. But Nathan came by, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, and he brought over a bounce mushroom that I'd purchased from him. And so one thing that was kind of cool about this particular bounce mushroom was that there was like a little piece of it that was attached to substrate, but it was kind of dangling. And so after like a few days, we decided just to cut that piece off. So now we've got two small itty bitty bounce mushroom frags. So I know that some people were looking forward to an update on that. Okay, that pretty much does it for this little update. For the audience participation portion of the video, how was your Thanksgiving? I mean, did you guys have a good time? Did you guys get any good deals for either Cyber Monday or Black Friday? I mean, so yeah, in the comments, let me know if you guys got any new toys or anything like that for your reef aquariums. Anything hobby related. Did you find good deals out there? Or new corals, new fish, anything like that? I personally didn't. I don't know, I must be pretty boring, like I said. I think I got like some clothing, mainly socks, and that was pretty much the highlight of my Black Friday spending. So anyway, let me know in the comments below how you fared. And that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Seriously though, these are like the best socks ever. Yay!